Jon Jones didn't share that training video by coincidence, and almost nobody in the MMA community sees it as a routine gym clip. The timing alone makes the intention obvious. For months, Jones has existed in a strange limbo, neither fully retired nor fully active, watching the heavyweight division move forward without him. While Tom Aspinall defended the title and became the division's anchor, Jon's name slowly faded from serious matchmaking discussions, and even Dana White stopped framing him as a central figure. Then, just as plans for the UFC's massive White House event begin to take shape without his involvement, Jones suddenly resurfaces. The footage wasn't about fitness or conditioning, it was a signal, a reminder, a statement meant to reinsert himself into the conversation. The message was clear. He's still training, still capable, and still believes he deserves a spot on the biggest stage the UFC has ever attempted to build.
Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Guard, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military. Just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
If Jon Jones pops out of nowhere and he says, listen, I don't care what happens with Tom. I just want to guarantee that whether it goes my way or it doesn't go my way, I get a rematch. I want to fight Tom Aspinall in February at a location of your choosing. I want the rematch to be on the White House lawn. Whether I stomp this guy out or this guy gets the jump on me, we rematch at the White House. There's Jon versus Tom, not just part one, part two. It makes it hotter. It makes it a lot spicier. Does that trump one non-title, non-contending, yet to pick a weight class, Conor McGregor against anybody that can fog a mirror? I'm asking you. I want you to tell me.
It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out.
We're talking about Eric Trump, by the way, not the big man himself, not big Donald J. Trump. No, but he probably does.
I mean, Jon Jones has to fight.
You think he'll be on it?
I mean, I think you're going to see. I feel like he has one left in him.
People started to take shots at the president of the United States because they're saying, oh, look at this. What an egomaniac. He's having it on his birthday. I think that's the perfect time, because if they did have it on the 4th of July, then it kind of interrupts everyone's celebrations. You know, it'd be a little bit of a distraction. And if you're trying to maximize viewing figures, okay, don't do it on the 4th of July. There's parties going on all over the place. It is a massive celebration. The beaches are packed. It's the middle of summer. People are having a good time. They're out there. They're at parades. You name it. They're all at barbecues. It's an amazing time in this country, right? They're all getting off on the 1776 vibe, which, by the way, no one in England cares about. And it's not because, right, we're sore losers. Honestly, nobody in the United Kingdom gives a damn about 1776. Let me just tell you that I didn't even know what it was until I moved here.
This has nothing to do with conditioning or staying in shape. This is about trust. More specifically, it's about earning it back. Jon Jones understands that Dana White no longer sees him as a safe option. Not after stalled talks, not after the Aspinall situation unraveled, and not after years filled with retirements, comebacks, and commitments that never fully came together. The White House card isn't just another UFC event. It carries political weight, cultural attention, and historic pressure. Dana White doesn't want unpredictability attached to a moment that big. He wants stability. He wants certainty, and fairly or unfairly, Jon Jones has become associated with uncertainty. That's exactly why this footage matters. Everything in it feels deliberate. The emphasis on tight wrestling exchanges, the controlled clinch work, the slow, methodical pressure, the focus on position rather than chaos. It doesn't look flashy, and it's not meant to. It looks designed to communicate one thing without saying a word: discipline. Almost like Jones is quietly telling the UFC, I can be dependable. I can be calculated. I can be trusted. Joe Rogan noticed it immediately. He pointed out that this doesn't resemble a fighter hunting for viral knockouts or highlight reels. It looks like someone preparing for a very specific challenge, a very specific danger. And that danger has a name: Alex Pereira.
Dana said that, listen, he's let him down before, and they only want people that are absolutely dependable.
I thought about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Which I get. You can't have people jumping on and jumping off a card like the White House. You can't have the President of the United States and the whole world watching and waiting for one of the most sensational fight cards of all time, which is what Dana's promised, by the way, and I'm sure it will be.
It's the Sphere on steroids. I mean, it's going to be a one-of-one event. There'll be nothing like it ever again.
Everyone's minds and imaginations are running wild. You see people all over the place putting out their dream White House card. And of course, for the most part, I guess Jon Jones kind of does have to be on it.
For DC.
Yes, sir.
I saw Jon Jones is back in the testing pool.
Yes.
Talking about going on the White House card.
Yes.
I think with his extensive criminal record, the Secret Service will let him on the White House grounds.
That's such a good question. Woo.
That's actually a good question. Well, we always have to pass background checks when Trump's there and he got the fight, so I'd imagine he will be. And I gotta be honest with you. All right, so listen. All right. No disrespect to anyone here. I love you guys so much. You can go to the White House and I'm positive you'll win, right? But if we really need an American to win, right, gotta kind of send Jon Jones, don't we? I mean, seriously. Like, I mean, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't like him, but it's like, if we need an American to win, don't we just send the guy that always wins?
Yeah, no, he's going.
Hey, he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And nobody tries harder than me. Are you sure Jon Jones doesn't try a little harder than I do?
I don't know. It's close.
It's close. It's close.
Jon Jones does receive that White House opportunity. Alex Pereira is the fight that hangs over the entire situation. From a stylistic standpoint, it's dangerous in the worst possible way if handled incorrectly. Pereira doesn't need momentum, extended exchanges, or time to settle in. He only needs a single opening, one lapse in distance, one mistimed step, and everything can end instantly. Jones understands that reality better than anyone. That's why the training footage avoids reckless striking or unnecessary risk. There are no wild trades or ego-driven moments. Instead, what stands out is restraint, control, pressure applied with purpose. The kind of preparation meant to drain a striker's space and strip away the chaos they rely on. This isn't about excitement. It's about survival. It's about neutralizing a threat before it ever has the chance to explode.
Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House, but Dana seems more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to Jon Jones. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I believe that you got to let him fight, man. I think that you put some things in his contract that makes it very costly to not follow through. Say something happens in the law and he has to be pulled off the card, $1 million. Say he just says he doesn't want to fight, $1 million. But you put these safeguards in place to make sure that he shows up there.
It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out.
There's a big card you keep talking about that you want to be on, a White House card, right?
Yeah, dude.
Who do you want for that? You want Pereira?
I'd like to fight Alex Pereira at the White House. I feel like he's incredibly respectful. I feel like he's a household name in America and MMA. Everybody knows who he is. He's a champion. He's in the conversation of being one of the greatest fighters of all time. It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out. I've beat many Brazilians over the course of my life. Either way that fight were to go, no one loses in that fight. It generates so many millions for the sport. There is just no losing when you have such high level people competing who respect each other.
When you talk about the White House and having the greatest American fighter of all time, I mean, how can you have a White House card without literally the GOAT?
Joe Rogan has made this point more than once, and the recent training clips only underline it. If Jon Jones ever steps in against Alex Pereira, the goal wouldn't be to trade strikes or prove anything on the feet. It would be about shutting Pereira down completely, smothering clinch work along the cage, constant takedown threats, forcing long, grinding moments where Pereira can't find distance, can't set traps, and can't unleash his power. Jones wouldn't be able to fight for highlights. He would have to fight with precision and restraint. Against a striker like Pereira, trying to win a pure stand-up battle is the quickest way to get knocked out in front of the entire world. The only path is control, patience, and suffocation. But here's where things get complicated. Even perfect preparation doesn't guarantee Jones gets the opportunity he wants. Dana White isn't doubting Jon Jones' skill or fight IQ. The concern is reliability. The White House event leaves no room for last-minute changes, public uncertainty, or drama. And fair or not, Jones's history makes every commitment feel uncertain. That reality may matter more than any training footage ever could.
You ever see John Jones versus Alex Pereira? Possibility. I mean, Rogan is pushing me right now to try to make that fight. It's just, guys, John Jones is a whole nother. I consider John Jones the greatest combat fighter of all time. John Jones is the nastiest dude ever in the history. And John's got a dark side to him, man. He shoots guns. John Jones is a killer.
Well, one thing I want to talk about MMA real quick, Rampage, with you, and I'm being serious and mighty, and then I want to hear your opinion. Our Jackson Podcast Discord keeps asking, Rampage, what do you think of John Jones versus Alex Pereira? If they were to fight, how would Alex Pereira fight? How would John Jones fight? Who would win? You've obviously been able to spar with Alex, and you've been able to fight John Jones. And then, Mighty, I'll let you run at this, but how do you think that would go, Rampage?
Honestly, I think John Jones will poke him in the eye right off the bat.
Oh, my God.
What? You asked me a serious question. No, I'm telling you, seriously.
That ain't in John Jones' repertoire. He ain't doing all that. It happened one time against you.
One time? DC. Everybody else who John Jones fought, and they was doing a little bit better than John Jones wanted them to. I poke you and he'll kick your knee backwards.
So who wins?
You know what? I never say anything against Alex Pereira because he's a man, but I think that John Jones would find a way to get him to the ground and try to submit him.
Yeah. You don't think that he would try to sit there and stand up with him?
No, John Jones wouldn't.
He's too intelligent. I mean, you look what John Jones did to Cyril Gane, right? He didn't stand with Cyril Gane. Yeah. And Cyril Gane comes from a striking background. He moved and took him down and ground upon him and submitted him with a very easy submission.
Right away too, right?
Right away. So I think that's how the fight would go down. And John Jones is also a big presence inside the octagon. So I think John Jones wouldn't have a hard time with Alex Pereira, especially if John Jones can address that calf kick, because when you watch Alex fight, he uses that calf kick to get a response. I want to see something. You need to do something. You're going to do something. I'm going to come forward.
Why this video doesn't feel like normal fight prep. It feels more like a message aimed directly at the UFC. A subtle reminder of his name, his value, and everything he believes he still offers. It's less about proving readiness for an opponent and more about asking not to be excluded from the biggest stage of his career. Because if John Jones is absent from the White House card, it won't just be another missed matchup. It will be a clear sign that the sport has started moving on without him. And that's what makes this footage feel so intentional. Every frame looks measured. Every exchange looks controlled. Almost like a final statement released at exactly the right moment. Now the real question isn't whether John Jones still has the ability to compete at the highest level. The real question is whether Dana White is prepared to place his trust in him one last time.